Hey, how's everybody doing? Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. We've been waiting forever and a day, and we're not getting any volume. Hey, can you give me a thumbs up if you all can hear us, if anybody's even there?
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our live. Hey.
It doesn't appear that we're getting any volume, so I don't know. We're using a live stream. We're using YouTube Live. We're not using any kind of software. I think we're jinxed. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, then maybe people come in, and we'll go from there. I just hope you're getting us.
So
Let me check something out real quick. These dogs are making it really hard. What names? Elena.
Hello, Darren. Good
That was
morning.
not there.
Yeah, the rest.
Hey, Dal, what's up? Hey, we getting any volume? You getting any volume from me, Dal?
Any
Audio. You getting any audio from me?
audio.
Hey, just made you a moderator, Daryl. What do I do with? Hey, what it is if anybody comes on there being rude, like you were telling me, like the last week, and people are just doing some really rude things, you you can block them. You can put them in timeout like a 5-year-old child, or but don't get crazy, man. That's all I'm asking. Don't get crazy. So am I loud and clear, though? Because I got a couple of things we want. Nope. Yeah, I switched to for people want to know. I'm using YouTube Studios, and I'm really not feeling this. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not getting any though. I'm not getting any kind of audio indication. You know what I'm talking about when you're talking, it goes up and down.
Good morning.
Hey, Peter. Guess what, Peter? Since you check cast, I'll go ahead and make you a moderator. I'm just joking. You didn't know. I'm just joking. I'm pretty sure Peter takes it as a joke too. Now I get a lot of questions. People are asking me, "Hey, good morning, Peter. Good morning. Hopefully you're having a good day." Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Well, I don't think any more people. We only got a few people in. That's fine, man. That is fine. I can live with that. Yeah, we got these. It's all show. You know what I'm saying? All you do is you take this little foam head off, and you got the wireless mic clipped onto it. It just makes you look all professional. Looks, like I said, it makes you look all professional. Doesn't mean that you are. But yeah, I mean, people been asking me the same questions over and over again, which is not a bad thing. I put it out in a video months ago.
Hey, good morning,
And,
Big Case.
they asked
Good
me, well,
morning.
hey, Big E's, what's up, man? What is up? You being good? There you go. Big E's is another frequent flyer.
Wow.
So we'll go ahead and give you that. There you go. Now you're Big E's. Now you're important. All right. How was that? Oh, yeah, she knows. We were doing it last night when I was. Remember that? Yeah, there's a. Let me see if I can find it. There's a picture floating around on the internet right now. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. All right.
Yeah.
That's
You
floating
showed
around
me
on the internet. Let me get the glare off. That's floating around the internet right now. So what I do is I've been passing it on. I pass it on to my son Brandon in Atlanta and Georgia. He's not in Atlanta.
Yes, Stefan.
And
Good morning, Timothy. Good
hey,
morning.
Daryl, don't worry. DNA will be coming out in a couple of weeks. Hey Timothy, how you doing? Here we go, man. Now I'm giving you all this power. Don't abuse it, all right? Please don't. See what it is. A troll will come into this room and see all these monitors and like, oh hell no, and he'll back out. Oh,
Misha, good morning, Misha.
definitely
How
me.
are you doing?
Definitely Misha. Yeah, I got the power, man. I got the power. Do appreciate you all showing up. Like I said before, right now I'm using YouTube as far as for streaming. Usually I use OBS. And I found out YouTube is the only way I can give monitors, hand out the monitors is with YouTube when I'm streaming on YouTube. So this will probably be the last time I use. I don't like the way the whole studio system set up. The only bonus you get from it is you can do more things on it, but it's weird.
Hey, Kate. Good morning, Kate.
All right, that's what this
Good
Keith,
morning.
that's what this vlog is gonna be all out. Me and Miles met. We started talking to each other when in
2014.
2014. I was in the States working. Miles was in Hong Kong working, and we were just talking, and it was nice, man, because I was a solo truck driver. Didn't really talk to anybody, and it was just a nice thing. She usually talked to me in the mornings, and then the evenings, right, which would be the morning your time.
Mhm.
And then when's the first time I came?
2015.
No, first time I came to Philippines.
2015.
Was it 2015?
Yeah.
I came to visit, and it was like, hey man, I can deal. Miles is pretty cool. And I said I can deal with her, and the kind of relationship got a lot better. But we were friends because like I said, I was in the States, she was in Hong Kong. I had no expectations. I don't know about you. I mean, did you say, oh, we're going to get married? Did you think that?
Or the past 3 years, 4 years, I'm thinking about that.
So I was a target? I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. I apologize. But yeah. And then how many times I came here? What, 3 times? 3 or 4 times?
Not only 3 times, not only 4 times.
How many times?
I think it's 7 times.
Yeah, I would come and stay for a month.
Yeah.
It was usually after the Christmas holidays, right?
For the first time, 2015, you came here
April, yeah.
Yeah.
So
For the second time, the first time you came here is July.
Yeah.
And the second time is April. And 2017, you came here 2 times.
Yeah. As you could tell, Miles's memory is a heck of a lot better than mine. All right, that's why I get like I said. Never mind. I don't want to dig my hole deeper. But Miles's memory is a lot better
Hey,
than mine.
Jess. Good morning, Jess. Bruce.
Bruce, man, you didn't need to do that. You did not. I appreciate it,
I
but
appreciate it.
yeah, I don't know if I can highlight it. Let me see. Bruce, I'm working with YouTube Studio right now. Okay, let me see.
No. Cannot.
No, I can't highlight. I apologize, Bruce. But yeah, Bruce just made which he did not have to, and we're very, very grateful. Get some
Hey.
Gatorade. Gatorade's not that expensive, Bruce.
Hey, Dad. Good morning, Dad. What? What you
we,
said?
we are grateful, but I really do appreciate it, Bruce. You didn't have to.
Angeles. He's in Angeles City.
You in Angeles, Bruce?
No. Todd.
Who?
Todd. 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 Tomino? Todd.
Yeah, Misha, it's. I don't want to talk about it, man, because I got a lot of friends that are still in the military. And all I'm going to say is I hope and I pray we do not go boots on the ground. That's all I'm going to say, man. I
Yeah.
just hope we do not go boots on the ground. And I hope the citizens of Iran, because it's not the people of Iran, okay? It's not, and Darrell Wilson Weston will tell you, it's not the people, it's the government, okay? Just like Russia, it's not the people, it's the government. That's you got to learn to separate it, okay? Just like look at the United States right now, okay? And how things are crazy, right? It's not the people, it's the government. And the government, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk politics, but yeah, I hope to God, but no boots on the ground. That's all I got to say.
Bruce Adams. I watch you all the time. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he's going to send in, airstrikes. It does not surprise. But you also got to remember, you do not want Iran to have nuclear capabilities. You don't want that to happen. Iran hates us. They hate us.
Peter, what? Oh, what you're going to cook today, Miles?
What's Miles going to call? I don't know. See,
yet.
I got to the point that I don't even ask Miles what's for dinner or what's for lunch. And I'm pretty sure I know Darrell Weston, I'm sorry, Darrell. He's married to a Philippine woman. You don't ask what they're going to cook what they want to cook. And 9 times out of 10, they have no idea what they're going to cook until they go into that kitchen.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It was 99.9999% of the time, Miles' food is awesome. She has that .01. What did you try to feed me one time? I was like, oh, I ain't eating this. I can't remember what it was.
Wait.
It was a while ago, and I guess she kind of see the good thing about Miles. Okay, with Miles being in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong, if anybody knows, it's kind of like a melting pot. It's not all Chinese people who live there. You got the English living there. You got Indians living there.
Mixed nationalities.
Yeah, so you get a well knowledge of food, not just Asian food. You also get Western food. You get European food. And I'll tell you, Miles makes an awesome pizza. I don't care. Miles makes. Excuse me. And everybody that eats it, they're like, whoa, you know. There you go, Bruce. I made you a monitor, man.
Hey, Jay. Good morning, Jay.
That's actually Miles is not her real name, right?
No, my
What's it?
real name is Mila. Mila.
Yeah, it's Mila, but everybody calls it well, except for you. I hope you guys don't. Why do I got this one?
It's like this. When I was in Hong Kong, one of my aunt always called me Miles. Until then, everybody called me Miles.
Yeah,
So that's
because I thought her name was Miles. That was her birth name. Okay, and what we do? Oh yeah, her birth. When we were going to get married, she had to have a birth certificate. I'm looking at it and I said, "Is this yours?" And she goes, "Yeah," and I'm looking at it and I was like, "You sure?" Because the name was different.
yeah, you can see. And then I showed you my passport.
that's just.
Why did the Marines come to you to your
Oh
house
yeah,
this
and
weekend?
all it was is okay. Which I was kind of like, do they know something that I should know, or they? Everybody knows the governments keep secrets. Okay, there's certain things they feel they can't tell the people because the people can't handle it. All right, but with the Marines is they came here, and it was like they won't go into every house. They were just going to expats, and he took my name, took my phone number, right, or your phone number.
Your phone number.
Yeah, took my
maybe.
phone number, my date of birth,
Yeah.
and then also they wanted a picture of my ID card, my military ID card. And but when he says, oh, you retired military, and you know, I told him that I was retired. Let me get the story straight. I told him I was retired military, and then I basically said, I can't do nothing. I'm 61 years old. I can't do nothing for you people, you know. And but that's all they want to know. They said if anything goes bad, or anything goes sideways, what they'll do is they'll either call me or come by and scoop me up, and get. And I stress the point. I don't go anywhere without Miles. So Miles will go with me. He says, "Oh, that's fine." He goes, "But that's it. You ain't gonna have 15 people standing outside your house waiting to be picked up. That's not gonna happen." I said, "Oh, I understand. I understand all that." Oh, it's bogus.
Those bagos.
Das
Good
bogus.
morning. Thank you.
Hey, thank you,
for
thank you. Yeah, but Das Bogos, Bagas. I can't say the name.
Those bagos.
Dos Bagos gave me a $2 gift. I have to say it's a gift, so I don't have to declare it on my income tax. I found that out yesterday.
18.
Gift.
Thank you, Miss.
What?
the comment of the chat of mission. 18
Mission.
watching, can we please hit the
Yeah,
like button?
I had a conversation. It wasn't about you, but it was about your name. We have someone around here getting ready to have a baby, and they asked me if, I don't know why they asked me this, if I was going to have a baby, if it was a girl, would I name it? If it was a boy. I told them, I said, if it's a girl, I name it Misha. Just something about that name. I like it. You don't like it? And she
Misha
kind of
is
looked
a
at
girl or a
I know that. She said, I said, if it was a girl, I name it Misha. And she kind of looked at me. She goes, how you spell it? And I said, Misha. And she goes, and she wrote it down. She wrote it down. Yeah, I don't know, something about that name.
My niece daughter name's Misha. Misha Shane.
Misha.
Misha,
How about that lady?
Misha Shane.
How about that time we went to the immigration office and she found my name out, my whole legal name. She says, I like that name. She wrote it down at the immigration. Yeah, no, not the immigration. It was the Bureau of Investigation.
Oh, NBI.
Yeah, lady wrote it down. I was like, why is she writing that down? And she goes, my next anybody in our family that has a child, a boy, I'm gonna advise them to name him. She goes, I like that name. Yeah, I just like that name, Misha. It's just, you probably go to Russia or something like that. There's probably like 500,000 girls named Misha, but you don't find that anywhere else. I just like it. I just like that name, Misha. But yeah, I still can't get a Bruce. I still can't get over that gift.
Yeah.
Of $100. You didn't have to do that, man. You did not.
But
Believe me, I'm
we
grateful.
appreciate it.
I am very grateful. But I don't know. I think it's my pride. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's my pride. I'll get over it. Why? What are you laughing for?
No, we just
All right. So where were we going with this? We started talking about I got ADD. Leave me alone. A lot of people ask me why I retired. Okay, I retired when I was 55, and the thing that pushed me more was I was in Portland, Oregon. Remember when all those Antifa demonstrations are going on, where people were blocking traffic and telling you to turn this way or turn that way, or, you know. While I was in Portland, Oregon, I was making a delivery in a truck. Now, keep in mind, my truck is long, it's 80,000 pounds, and there's certain rules I have to follow, or laws. And if they're not rules, they're laws. Well, they were telling me to take a left down the street, and I'm looking at them, and I looked to my left, and there was a big old sign. Number one, I wouldn't have made the turn. Okay, I would not have made that turn. Number two is a big sign that said no trucks allowed over, I think it was 7,000 pounds, maybe low, I don't remember. And I was like, I ain't moving. And they're like, oh, you going to move? I said, I told you I ain't moving. So all I did is, if anybody knows about a truck, you got air brakes. I pulled the air brakes and I sat there. I ain't moving. And that was kind of like, this is what this place, this is what everything's coming to, where we got people just have no authority, think they can tell other people what to do. And there's other things, but that was kind of my push.
Bruce said, "Don't give me a big head. Just keep your fighting spirit." What's it this? What? Bruce said,
I know, I see. Don't give me. In other words, you know, just accept it and move on.
Oh.
And then let's not talk. He's a very, I wouldn't say humble person. In other words, I did something that let's just move on, which I respect. Yeah, and that's just the. I didn't like the way, you know, it just felt, man, that, you know, the only way the whole time. I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, okay, all I ever heard come from, you know, my parents, and you got to work. If you want to make it in life, you got to work. You got to work. You got to work. Well, how's a person going to make it and become financially comfortable when you're earning $7.50 an hour? You know, but back then we're talking 80s. No, we're talking. No, I'm sorry, I'm confused. I'm thinking of something else. Well, you're making. I was making on the average. I was bringing in maybe $1,500 a week, and I say after everything was said and done, more than half of it was taxed. I had my state taxes, I had my federal taxes, I had my road taxes I had to pay, I had my fuel taxes I had to pay, I had to pay weight tax. You got to pay. People don't know this, but they charge you a weight tax for your truck. So it just felt like people were just grabbing it. The money I was earning, just people were grabbing at it. It was like, you know. So at the end of the day, I was coming home every week between $400 to $500 a week after everything was said and done. And I was like, you know, I can't do this no more.
"Hi, Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Hello, Mike. How you doing, man?
What are you cooking, Misha?" He said, "She's cooking."
Yeah, I mean, that's just like I said, man. And that's, believe it or not, a lot of expats are over here. It's basically the same thing, man. It just seems like the older you get, the more they want you just to fade away, you know, and try to deal with the government as far as trying to get something straight out. It just seemed like they have attitude when they realize how old you are. You know, that's my opinion. Some people say, "Oh, you're full of it." That's fine, but it just seems like they just want you to fade away. You know, you don't need so. I don't collect Social Security, but a lot of guys here when they talk to, you know, whoever they have to talk to, the rep for Social Security, they say it kind of feels like they don't want you getting it. You know, I don't know.
Hamburgers.
No, my investment was staying in the military for 20 years and retiring. I was just, I was never, you know, I was never interested in investing and stuff like that. I regret it now. Okay, I regret it now. And then when that 401k, you know, when they started doing the 401k, you know, I was thinking about that. But then people were saying, all it is it's the companies want to take the responsibility of your pension and they want to throw it on you as far as your 401k. You know, but that was my investment. You know, doing 20 years in the military, knowing that I would get a retirement for, you know, the rest of my life.
call me.
And like I said, Weston, I just got tired. I just got tired of working, and it's just. I was at a supermarket one time, and I don't know the story, the people in front of me, but I was at a Walmart in where was it at? Kansas, right on I-70, I believe it was. Well, anyway, and I went in there to get my weekly food because I did everything in my truck. I cooked and and there was a couple in front of me. They needed to back away from the buffet bar. Okay, they were quite large. It had nothing to do with it, but I just thought I'd bring that up. And they had a shopping cart that was full. But I looked at, I'm just sitting there looking around, and I saw the shopping cart. It was all like junk stuff, ice creams and stuff like that. And when it was time for them to pay their bill, they pulled out an EBT card, and I was like, what? And they didn't look old. They didn't look old. They looked like maybe 20s, maybe early 30s. And none of them, I mean, it just, I don't know, man. Maybe I was thinking wrong, but it was just, I'm out here busting my butt, and you got people that just ride the system, and they ride it for as long as they possibly can. Now, I can understand if you're disabled, or, you have a job and you lose your job, you need something. I get it. But for these people that are doing it for long term, no, no, I don't agree with it. Yeah, Miles can cook. Miles can cook. Don't let it go to your head though.
Pinakbet
What's that?
food, mixed vegetables, traditional food of the Ilocano.
Okay. What's all in it?
There's bitter melon, tomato, eggplant, the green chili, that long,
Yeah.
okra, and some um,
Well, believe it or not, before I came in, I've told Miles this many times. I was not a fan of eggplant. Remember telling you I was
yeah.
not a fan of it. I'd be like, I eat it, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't eat it. Okay. But here, I mean, there's so many different ways to cook it, and she does a really good cook. She knows how to, she makes, and it's not, what's that one thing you put it in there? Is it, what's that one? I said, man, that sounds like a sexual word.
Pookie pookie.
Yeah, pookie pookie.
Yeah.
First time I heard of pookie pookie, we were at a restaurant, and I looked at him. I said, "Kidding, right?"
Yes.
And he doesn't say, he says, "No, it's pookie pookie." I said,
Kinda
"It sounds like a sexual word."
dirty word.
Yeah, it sounds like a dirty word. He just started laughing. What was his name?
Pookie pookie.
No,
And
no.
dip dip.
Dip Dip. Yeah, good guy. I haven't seen him around in a long time.
He's busy delivering GNT.
Yeah, that guy, man, he's got a wife, a beautiful wife, and got a beautiful daughter, and he's always working, man, always hustling, always doing something.
Yes, Misha, you tried. Yummy. Yummy. Cabbage also, not only pepper, Misha.
Misha, you never had stuffed peppers? Man, I remember growing up with stuffed pepper was like,
And
oh,
then
cool.
at the bottom, put a slice, what you call that?
Kabasi. If you can get some kabasi,
Kabasi.
put kabasi, kabasi on the bottom of if you're using a crock pot,
Yeah.
you put it on even a pan. So it kind of helps so your cabbage or whatever else you got, your peppers, it doesn't burn them, you know. What's the best time? Well, what you look, Timothy, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're a single guy, okay, you just want to party, which I understand. If you just want to party your butt off, okay, which is understandable. If you ain't got nobody with you, you got nobody to answer to. Yes, every man answers to his wife. I don't care who you are, but I would go like what, Cebu,
Cebu.
What is a good place for a single person? Because it could be a woman too. Cebu.
Yes, it's Cebu. We'll go to Palawan, Siargao, and then
How
go
about
to
what's it? What is it? What?
Baraka,
San Nicolas? Is it San Nicolas?
uh, San Nicolas in Ilocos Norte,
No. I'm talking about anywhere in the Philippines.
Angeles City,
Yeah.
BGC in Manila, or want to go to Olongapo, not, not, not really in.
And when is the best time to come? Where it's not too hot and it's not raining.
It's not too hot. It's still January and February is still okay, but March, you know what is March now is very very hot.
Yeah. Yeah. March is hot.
December, January, and February. That's the nice.
I hope these guys don't hear that. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, what are they going to say? What is kielbasa? You're not Polish, right? Weston, you Polish? Yeah, Bruce, it's a sausage, but it's like it's good. That's all. See, kielbasa. Hey, Bruce, you ever eat it raw? Do you ever cut it in slices and just like put it on a sandwich? What are they doing?
Cutting I think the mango.
Kielbasa, yeah. Yeah, it's same thing.
Kielbasa.
You talk to somebody with Polish heritage, they'll tell you it's kielbasa. They don't even say, they say kielbasa. God, I can't think of how they say it. Kielbasa?
Kabas.
Yeah, kielbasa.
Yes, the rail cut that in slice and put on just arrange them in the bottom of the crock pot and then arrange the stuffed pepper and cabbage. Then on top of that, you pour the sauce. That's it.
Yeah, we use tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
But you can use anything your heart desires. Because remember, it's you and you're the one's going to eat it. Me, I like red tomato sauce. Miles likes tomato sauce. Now, if she decides to change it around, that's fine with me. You know, but the only thing I asked is since we're going to have a side dish of rice, I said don't put no rice in the meat. I said I can. Why?
Rice?
Not in the meat, mixing it up. See, in the States, they use rice. It's helps hold the hamburger together. When I asked you, I said, please don't use rice. Don't use rice.
No, you use that once in Lasam.
Yeah, and I was like, oh God, what was I thinking? It's not bad, but come on.
Usually we use that breadcrumb.
Uh-oh. The satellite, not the satellite, but the internet people are on not at our house, but they're here. Yeah, well, I'm facing right the window so I can see what's going on somewhat. That's why you see me once in a while looking. Oh, I know that big
ears.
Yeah, it's a sausage. It's good, man. You can buy it in any store. Kielbasa. You can buy it. You can buy it in any store. But so I decided I hope you guys don't hear that chainsaw. But I decided a couple months beforehand, I decided, at the first of the year, we already had this place, the place we're living at now. We also have property in Lasan. And I decided, at the end of the year, I said, I'm done. I'm like, the 1st of January 2020, I'm officially retired. I talked to the company that I was working for, told them they didn't have a problem with that. And that's when I moved here. Now, keep in mind, what was it, 2 to 3 months? 2 to 3 months after I came here? The lockdown, 2 to 3 months after I got,
2 months,
2 months after I got here, we went into lockdown. And I'm going to be honest, man, that sucked. That sucked. And I think with that happening, for how long was it? A year or two?
2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years, it was just like, uh, and I think that put me behind the eight ball.
Darren, is it very loud, the chainsaw outside?
It's Sunday, man. Come on. It's Sunday.
They are here. Silver's house. Municipality.
Oh, the municipality. Well, he works for the municipality, right? Yeah. Silver, man. And I'm so grateful because Silver is our next door neighbor to the north of us. And then we have neighbors to the south of us. They're both awesome. They're both awesome, you know? Silver would take off his shirt and give it to you if he had, if he needed it. Look at all them moderators, man. See, the trolls will come in and see all these moderators, and it's like, nah, and they'll bail because they know somebody's going to attack them, right? So, okay, what else? I'm trying to keep this, and it ain't working very much.
Did you put biggest to the,
Yeah, Big E's is a moderator. It's just kind of throwing me off. But it's the only regret I have of being here is my family. I let's be real. I miss them. I got my two girls back in the States, but we talk. Both of them are over 21. My one daughter, she's a mortician.
so scary.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to do, and people die every day, right? You got to look at that side of that. But my oldest daughter, Kristen, is a nurse. Very good nurse at that, from I'm being told. But yeah, I miss them. I think about them a lot. Yes, I have brothers and sisters. I have brothers. I have sisters. Four of them, and I miss them. I think that's the only hard part is the family, But as we got older, we kind of grew apart. I'm talking about my siblings, my sisters. We kind of grew apart, so.
For us here, the more you grow, you old, the more you need to stick together.
Yeah, I noticed that. Not with all of them, though. Not with all of them. What I mean is, the Philippines reminds me a lot of when I was growing up in the 70s. How the families did everything together. I mean, even like your aunts, your uncles, your grandmother, your grandfather, they did everything together. I'm talking about major things. And yeah, they have internet here, and they're behind on that. Okay, let's be honest. Your average Philippine don't have a big TV in their house. They have the phone, and they do everything on the phone, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are using using computer, but only in office, something like that.
Well, yeah, you have. See, there is no. I don't know. The way I look at it, the way I see it, you got two classes here, okay? And I'm looking at it as a Western. You have your poor, or just like your lower middle class. Then you have your wealthy. There is no bumper. There is no upper middle class or middle class. It's either lower middle class poor, or you're wealthy here. But from these people watching YouTube and watching other things, social media, they actually believe there is no poor people in the United States. And I've had a conversation with people, and I was like, well, why do you think that? And she goes, we're all fat. Poor people ain't fat. They got a good point there. I mean, you can't argue that. They said they all got big, they don't say fat, they say big bodies. So I guess their their standard of poor is our like middle class. You know what I mean? As far as there is no poor people in the United States. They're all like middle class or maybe the bottom of middle class.
Mm.
There is no poor. They'll tell you there is no poor people in the United States. Look at them. They've all got big bodies. They can't be poor, right? You don't want to say.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They don't look at us poor. But when you tell them how far in debt the United States is or some other countries, they look at you like,
Wow.
why? Yeah, and I said, yeah, because we're giving every other country money. No, I said,
Uh-uh.
oh, okay. Hey, Bruce, were you? How long were you in the Philippines? You were here when you were a young child, right?
Misha asked if how many grandchildren do you have?
How many grandkids? Okay, that's cool. That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, I have Jeremiah. I have Jaylee. I have Junior.
Jocelyn.
Jane.
Jojo.
Hold on. Okay, for my daughter alone, this will be easy. For my daughter alone, my daughter Kristen, I have 4. Okay, she just had one a couple. Let me see if I got a picture of it. She just had one a few months ago, and you would know. I thought the kid. I thought he was younger or older. I'm sorry. I thought he was older. I was like, when did you have him? He's a big guy. Let me see if I can find the picture. Here he is, right here. That's the newborn. It's yeah, I call him the little man, and this is. Oop, never mind, I can't get that one up. And this is okay. They have Junior, and then the little man. I don't know if you can see that. And then I have Jeremiah and Jaylee. They're much older, much older. And I don't have a picture of them in here. I know I'm a sorry, pathetic grandfather. Yeah, they're good. They live in Georgia. She's the one that's a full-time nurse, part-time Army. Her husband, I can't talk about what he does in the Army, but he's Army. Yeah, Mesa, they are. Yes, they're great. But the baby, though, I looked at it and I was like, how old is he? When did you have that child? And she had it like not even a week, okay? And I was like, man, he looks older. He was big. And I think what it is his hair. He has a lot of hair. Yeah, you're right, Westy. He does, man. I'm looking at his hair. I was like, oh my God. He doesn't take after me. You know, some people ask me, do I have any regrets coming to the Philippines? Like I said, with missing my family, yeah. And it's not really regret. It's kind of like, and I never regret coming here. It's just like I said, I'm missing my family, you know, or like Christmas time and birthdays and stuff like that. It's kind of like, wow. But they got an open invitation to come here. And yes, I got an open invitation to go there. So I think it gets hard, you know. I mean, when you were in Hong Kong, didn't sometimes you were like, You wanted to go home,
Yeah.
especially and that when things are going not going the way you want them to go. You
You
know.
know, I one time I didn't go home for 4 years. I stay in Hong Kong for 4 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And what was the reason?
My employer, because at that time I changed my employer.
Oh, okay.
I stay in my previous employer for 2 years, and then when I transfer, my next employer doesn't don't allow me to have holiday because
See
of
that?
the baby.
See, that's what I don't understand. And I've heard this from so many OFWs, man, that they get, especially like in Hong Kong and places like that,
Yeah.
the OFWs get treated so badly. It's almost like,
My Misha, I had five grandkids.
yeah, you got 5 grandkids, right? Yeah. I just think they get paid, they get treated so like they're not human, you know? And that's not all, okay? That's not all, but from people that talk to me that went over there for a little bit and they're like, no, no, I ain't doing this. And they come back to the Philippines. That's a question for you right there. When you were in Hong Kong, how often did you get off work? Your day
I
off?
I had my weekly day off, that is Sunday, and we have extra holiday. The whole year we have 12 days holiday extra.
But get this, Weston, Dell. They told them what time, and this is like, what are you, 5 years old? They, the employer would tell an OFW on a Sunday, which is supposed to be their day off, okay, what time they can leave and what time they have to, they get, this is your curfew.
Yeah,
I'd be
curfew.
like,
I am aware of that also, because even it's our day off. It means 24 should be 24 hours day off or 12 hours day off. It's still their responsibility.
but see, the good thing is the Philippine government cares so much about their people is they started enforcing or pressure, should I say pressuring? Yeah, pressuring the government establishment in Hong Kong. You need to set laws for this and that and this. They used to have, and you were telling me, they would make the worker go outside, say if they're on a high rise building, go outside and walk along the ledge to clean the windows.
Mhm.
You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
And you know, and she was saying there's a lot of people that fell and died. I'm sorry, I would have said, no, you doing
No.
it. I ain't doing that.
No. There are employers that even already midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, they are still ask them to do things that washing the clothes, cleaning, something like that.
Yeah, like I said, they treat them
Yeah.
like they're below them. I'm not going to say slaves because slave is a terrible thing, but like below, paid slaves, I guess you could say. You didn't get paid, but okay, on the average, what was you got paid by the month, right? Okay, how much did they pay you per month when you were there? Because that's all you can.
They paid me 3,860.
3,000 pesos?
3,000 Hong Kong dollars. 3,860.
All right, let's do this. 3,000. Here it is. I really hope this chainsaw ain't interfering with anything, man. Oh, that ain't gonna work. $3,850 of Hong Kong dollars.
Yeah.
No, not euros. I said Hong Kong. What is wrong with these people?
What?
Hey, thank you, Timothy. You didn't have like Abdul Preet. Timothy.
It's so
Timothy
tedious.
gifted us $9.99. I say gifted for tax reasons. No, a tax lawyer told me that. It says, make sure you say it's gifted. I said, all right, because they don't tax gifts.
Misha, this is my eldest granddaughter.
I know it sounds cheesy, but where is?
But
Okay,
but
here we
she's
go.
in grade 8 already.
Okay, 3,950 Hong Kong dollars. That's a month. Comes out to $490.45. That's US. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, because when
400, all the BS that you had to put up with,
When
all
you-
right? And they only give you $490. I'm not even going to count the 45 cents.
yeah, remember
$490.
when
I
you
tell them it's chicken.
when you go there, you have to sign everything and all in the contract will state
okay,
there
okay,
blah
okay.
blah blah blah.
The day, and I heard this, people have told me this, that your employer will take your passport, which is illegal.
Some of the employers.
Oh,
take
hell.
the- No, I don't. No. I
Oh,
keep
hell.
it. That is my personal
No.
belonging.
Exactly, that's yours.
No. I keep
But there is ones that get their passport taken away, right?
some
Oh,
employees.
hell no. Am I wrong for feeling that way? I don't think I am. Yes, me. So her little daughter, it's funny, your granddaughter, when she comes over here, she don't say nothing. She won't interact. She just stares at me. That's all she does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She just stares at me. And one time I was like, is this girl staring at me? So what I did is I got up from my chair and I walked to the door and she followed me the whole way. And then I returned to the chair and she followed me the whole way. Then I got up and went in the kitchen and you could see her stretching, trying to see where I was at. It's like, okay.
Look at her Misha.
Who's that?
Christelle.
Oh, that's Crystal. That one she was young.
No, eldest. Christelle, my eldest.
That's when that picture is when she was young.
I cannot find anymore.
Yeah, I don't know about you all, but I don't know. They don't. As far as going to OFW's got to put up with a lot of crap.
Mhm.
Now, what other countries do they go to? I know they go to Hong Kong. They go to Saudi,
Taiwan,
right?
Singapore, and Kuwait.
They go to Taiwan.
Yeah, there are in Taiwan. There are employee need helper.
I understand that, but those people in Taiwan could use the work. You know what I'm saying? Or is it because Taiwan, the people that can afford OFWs, they know they can take advantage of the OFW as far as?
No, same thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Same
Because the Taiwan people want more money because they know the value of the. I'm not saying you all don't, but they know. Okay, now that ain't how much we get paid if I went and work for a company. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could also see why, because that girl can.
I think
It's called the prisoner effect. In other words, she can just say, "I quit" and go home. You know.
I think most of the Filipino in Taiwan working in a factory workers.
Hey Thomas, where in New York you from? Yeah, I can understand why. I don't know if you all can understand why. There's so many people in Taiwan can use the work, but the people that have the money that can hire, help around the house, they would hire somebody that doesn't live in that country because if they lived in that country, they wouldn't put up with the BS from the employer. That's why. Okay, I got it. Oh yeah, they can't say. Is that new or is that old?
That's old.
Okay. Ooh, oh. Yeah, I can't. I was trying to figure out on this if you can highlight it, like it comes up on the screen here. You can't.
Can?
Where?
Why before it's
Yeah, but that was on, when was that on? Oh, StreamYard, which I'll probably end up going back to him because I called him up and I asked him, why did you go from $25 a month to $50 a month? I said, your stuff ain't, why? Well, we're doing this and we're doing that. And I said, I do it once a week, not every day. And I goes, all right. He goes, I'll give you a week. If you want to get it, we'll charge you $25 a month. So we might go back to StreamYard because you got a lot more things to play with as far as putting somebody's name up there. So,
There you go, Misha.
what? Go ahead. Who's that? What's this? What's this? Picture hour?
No.
You're getting old.
You said a while ago you eat the picture.
You're getting old.
Is young because
You're getting old. I'm surprised you don't walk around. I'm surprised you don't walk around. Remember
the baby while ago that see.
Okay, I'll let you finish because I don't want to be rude. Remember when your grandparents used to walk around with that tiny photo album they kept in their purse, and then when they get together with family or whatever, they break that album out. No, we don't want to see no album. And some of you know what I'm talking. I know my grandmother always did it. Look, this is, and they always said this is my brand. This is my color. Why are you saying mine? Nobody wants them. They're all yours. Have at it. Oh, you're from Queens? Queens is nice. It's Queens still basically a blue collar workers area, or has it changed? I haven't been in New York in years.
Mm-hmm.
I like Queens though.
New York, part of New York.
Yeah, it's a borough. You got how many boroughs miles in New York? I believe it's 5. 5 boroughs in New York. You got Manhattan, you got Queens, you got Brooklyn. That's all I know right now. I can't think of the 2.
What about Beverly Hills?
Huh?
What about Beverly Hills?
That's not even close to New York. That's on the other side of the.
Oh, okay.
That's I don't know how far it is, but that's New York is East Coast, and Beverly. Why do you think Beverly Hills was in New York?
I don't know. I'm asking you where is.
I can't say
Beverly
anything
Hills?
because I couldn't tell you half the provinces are here in the Philippines. How many provinces are there?
There's
83?
80 plus.
I think it's 83 or 84. 84 provinces in the Philippines. And there's one city that's not even a province. Don't say nothing. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Because I got all confused. I didn't get confused. I was like, what are they talking about? When you hear a vlogger talk about provinces, okay, they're always talking about being out in the middle of the woods or, up in the mountains. No, it's not. Right now, I live in a province, the province of Ilocos Norte. That's a province. A lot of people get that confused, but they say, well, you can always find a girl in the province. There's only one city in the Philippines that's not considered a province. And which one's that, Miles? The capital city, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's not a province, is it?
It
You told me it wasn't. I asked.
capital city of
the Philippines.
no.
No, capital city of Zimbabwe. No,
Capital city
we
of
talk about this.
Philippines
Yes.
is Manila. That is
Yeah.
city.
Okay, that's not is that a province?
No,
Okay.
that is the city. That's not the city anymore. That is not the province anymore. It's national capital region.
Yeah, it's a national capital region.
Yeah.
So when go find a girl in a province. Well, everywhere you go in the Philippines, you're in a province. Either what province that is, I don't know. There's only one that's not a province, and that is Manila. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of go out to the province and find a girl. Well, what do you mean go out to the province? Or they saying going out to you don't want to mess with mountain girls, okay? You don't want to mess with them. They'll kill you. You don't want to mess with the
80.
mountain
How
goat.
many?
Huh?
83?
I
83
think it's
provinces.
83 or 84 provinces.
Yeah,
And
84 provinces divided into to 13 or 14 regions.
yeah, and they got regions, and then like we live in region 1, right?
Yeah.
Your hometown is region 3,
Mm.
and we live in the town of. I know you'd be like, what? We live in the town of Badak, which is a municipality, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and we live in Barangay 3, right?
Mm-mm.
And you got to write all that stuff on an envelope when you want to send mail.
And we also divided into 3 parts: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Laguna.
Laguna, yeah. No, he's saying Timothy's saying that the Queen, yeah, Queens. A lot of New York is diverse, man. I mean, you got, once upon a time ago, like in Philadelphia, your towns or your like South Philadelphia, okay. When you say South Philadelphia, you say Italians, okay. Then you got North Philadelphia, everybody, the African Americans, and then you got West Philadelphia, they were the Jewish people, okay. This is when I was growing up. This is many, many, many years ago, and it was all. But nowadays, it's not like that anymore. Everybody's just they live where they want to live. They don't care that the guy. They don't care the guy. A Jewish guy doesn't care when he moves to South Philadelphia that he might be the only Jewish person living on that block because the rest of them are Italians. They don't care about that anymore. It used to be a status quo thing. Why are you living there? There is no like Irish. See, the problem with the Irish is the Irish in Philadelphia got nowhere to go. What I mean, that's why they all go to their suburbs. Right?
Mm.
Yeah, but New York is very diverse. Philadelphia is more and more and more and more diverse, becoming more and more diverse over the years. I haven't been there in 15, 20 years. Yeah, but like I said, then when people say province, you're like, what do you mean the province? And I got so confused though because I thought the way that it was coming out is if you lived out in the middle of nowhere, that was a province, and if you lived in a city, that was the city's name. Like Badak, just like it is in the states. You got a state, and then you have cities within that state. But
Yeah, I do that. If they do that all, so
huh?
we suffer.
Like I said, I hope these guys can't hear this. I really do. I hope they can't hear this. Yeah, we've been married how many years, Mom?
6 years. Married for 6 years already. 2019.
19. Yeah, we got married in January. No,
February.
February 4th, right? Was that your birthday?
Feb-
I get it mixed up.
February 15, 2019.
Yeah. And then the following year is when we got married. I came back to the States and I started getting everything wrapped up, knowing that my end goal was to be leaving by the 1st of 2020. And it all worked out fine until 2 months later, we went to lockdown and the world just crumbled. I'm being honest. Did I have any expectation like you? No, not really. No.
It's hard.
Now I use, what kind of wood I usually use?
Mango.
I usually use, you can get cedar and stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to pay for it, all right? It'll be, so I just use mango. There's plenty of mango trees here. There's plenty of mango trees that have been cut down. and it doesn't taste bad. You know, just take the bark off of it, of course. It doesn't taste bad at all. The mango, it kind of has that mango taste to it, don't it? It's not over. No, you don't think so?
Cannot- It's just like the normal.
Not a overpowering mango taste, but like in the back of it, you can taste it. It's good. And mango is a hardwood, right?
Mm,
Mango is a hardwood.
you see that, but not the yeah, it's a hard wood also, but not the hardest.
No, it's not. Well, the hardest wood here you can't use, right?
You can use, but
What's
if
what?
if the hardwood
No, what's that tree that is the national tree here?
nara
Not a, you're not allowed to use it, right?
used for use for furnitures, for building the house also, and those small branches you can use that for
I thought
firewood.
I thought if you wanted to use narrow wood, you had to have a permit for it.
Yeah, nowadays you need to get the permit in DENR,
What's the DENR?
Department of Environment.
Yeah, someone's told me the only way they could use that wood if the company has a permit to use that wood.
Yeah, because that is
I know it's the national tree, but is it like extinct? Was it becoming extinct? In other words, there ain't very many trees left. Is that why?
yeah. The DENR will allow you to cut the trees. They will give you a permit, and then they want to check also if before you cut that tree you need to plant another.
No, that's what they do in the states now. For every tree you cut down, what's it? Every tree is cut down,
Replace.
you got to have a replacement for it.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, they are cutting mango tree there.
yeah, well, you all hear that? Yeah, it's hey Dell, can you hear it? Yeah, it's right on next to the neighbor. It's silver. That's fine, man. I mean, the world doesn't stop for us, right? That's the way I look at it. And I think that's another thing is that when you come for when you come here, you got to realize is 99% of the people don't care what you think.
Wait a minute. I will investigate and be nosy.
Yeah, 99% of the people here don't care what you think. They don't care about your political views. They don't want to hear what you think about their political, their politics here. They don't want to hear that. And when you come, you got to act like a human being, man. You can't be a Kevin or a Karen. All right, thanks. I got you. I got you, Bruce. Like I said, the world doesn't stop when we're doing something. And he has all rights of doing it. It's only 10:15 a.m. here. He has every right to do it. So, Bruce, are you living here now, or are you still in the States?
Yeah. You cannot. No more the tall tree there.
Yeah.
They cut down already.
Why did they come? Yeah, that tree was.
That tree already.
That was the one when we had a. Was it last year?
Yeah.
We had a typhoon come from. It wasn't. It could have been a lot worse. That's the way I look at it. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. But it did some damage. And the tree, an old. What type of tree was it?
Mango.
An old mango. Old. I don't even think it was bearing fruit anymore, was it?
Bearing when I newly came here, still bearing fruit, but silver afraid if when there's strong typhoon will.
Yeah, well,
protect their house.
yeah, it's like I said, it's seen better days.
Mm.
And the last typhoon that came through here, like I said, it wasn't that bad. It did a little bit of damage, but it could have done a lot worse. And a lot of the branches fell off the tree. They didn't fall on our house. I don't think did it fall on his
Yeah.
house. Oh
That's
yeah,
why the some of the part of the roof,
yeah.
the house, this house.
That wasn't from that time.
Yeah.
It wasn't from that time.
The
It was
other,
before that.
before,
Whatever happened here before that.
before the,
Yeah. So they're cutting it down. They got a problem. They're getting taken.
Tawi.
Yeah, Muck. Yeah, Mucky.
TV.
That dog, man, he snores at night so bad. He snores at night. Where's Tyree at, Miles?
Maki is
No, where's Tyree?
Tawi
Yeah.
with TV, but I don't know what is TV.
Tiwi? Oh, okay, Tiwi. I'm sorry, Bruce. I looked at it real quick. Tiwi, where's that at? Hey, Bruce, where's Tiwi?
Is it Tawi?
Oh, so you are married now? Last time I seen you in a vlog from another channel, you weren't married then. But did you get, or at least I think you weren't married. You could have been married. I don't know. Did you get married since then? Nah, Monkey's all right. He's an old man. He sleeps where he ignores us. Don't he?
Snoring.
No, he snores. Right, Mark? We call him the grumpy old man. We love him to death, though. We do.
Except nobody, he ignore us, but except if there is thunder, he keep on
Yeah.
running around inside the house. Oh, that's cool. 2007.
What was 2007, Bruce? You got married?
Is that 2007? Is it married?
Okay. I might be thinking of a different. I might be thinking of a different Bruce. I might be thinking of some. If I'm thinking of another Bruce, I apologize.
I guess you're thinking about.
I don't talk about channels anymore. So what else, man? Did I have any problems? How can I say this? With getting with your family. Your family. Did I ever have any problems with it? We have a disagreements, and my way of thinking is different from theirs. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, the family, right?
Yeah, they are family, but it doesn't mean it.
See, go ahead.
It's not like
You know.
like the first time. There is a little bit changes. You know what I mean?
No.
The first time.
Oh, in other words, the first time we meet, we're all full of
Yeah,
crap. In other words, we put on
you
this
know what I
phony,
mean?
this phoniness, and and then all of a sudden, as time goes on, they get used to you, and they kind of like let the phoniness come off. But it's on both sides, both sides. There's a lot of things that I've seen that I bit my tongue on, but now I say something, and Miles says you can't do that. Don't do that. So, but a lot of times, I mean, Miles still goes. Her family lives 8 hours away, and she still goes see them. But I stay here, and I don't have a problem with going to see her family.
Part of Albar.
Who's Albar?
Albar in Visayas region.
Not besides reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just let them do their thing. I do my thing. The only thing that really, I just feel that there's boundaries. You know what I mean? There's in a family dynamics. There's boundaries, and you got to learn when not to cross them boundaries. In other words, that's I don't want to go too deep because I'm a lot of people will get offended, but you just learn that
But at the end, there are still.
and I understand they're your family, and I would never keep you from your family. But like I make it very well known that my responsibility in the Philippines is Miles and the two dogs. That's it. That's all. That's the only responsibility I have. All right. I have my own family. I have my own kids. I have my own grandkids. Okay, and I'm not going to put them on the back burner for nobody. Now, is that the wrong way of thinking? I don't know, but and there's a lot of expats that feel that way too. My only responsibility is to my wife. If you have kids, of course, your kids, from your in the Philippines. But other than that, that's the only responsibility I have.
Mine your own, and mine my own.
Yeah. But this, I try to get people to understand that what
They finish.
you'll regret it later if you come here thinking you're going to feed the world. Okay, you're going to regret it because anybody that's been in the Philippines for any length of time, after a while, it becomes nonstop. For some, not for all, but it comes nonstop. You know, there's always an emergency, there's always a crisis, there's always this, there's always that. So you learn real fast to just step back and let the shit show happen. Now, your wife, 9 times out of 10, will be the filter or the guard of the gate. And she knows what is important, what is not important, if you know what I'm saying. And if she feels that the family's full of shit, it never get past the door. You know, I think the only person that was my concern was your mom. And I didn't have to do it, but anytime we went there to the Sam to visit her mom, I would give her money. I didn't have to do that, but I just felt I was always raised that you should take care of your elders. And she was like, how old was your mom? 93?
92.
92 years old. She can't work, man. So that's why I gave it to her. But that was my thing. Yeah, Weston, you're right. But see, just sometimes, and you hear the complaint all the time, is that you give, you give, you give, then all of a sudden when you can't give, you're cheap, you're selfish, you're this, you're that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you don't want to start something you have no plans on always doing. You know what I mean? It just got to be that way. I mean, in your own country, do you sit there and take care of your wife's whole family? If you do, you're rich. And when you come to the Philippines, you're not rich. Okay, you're
That's
living
the
on
one that I know.
when you yeah. And when you come to the Philippines, this fantasy that you're rich, you're not rich. Okay, you're not rich. You're living on a pension, unless you have some really good investments and stuff like that. But you got to come here like I'm not rich, and you never tell anybody here how much money you actually make a month or bring in a month. You never tell them that because number one, it's none of their business. Yeah, it can be, but you learn. But like I said, and I'm pretty sure, Darrell, you know, your wife knows how to filter out the BS. You know, the yeah, filter out the BS. What is actually the emergency or the crisis, and what is just a made up story? They know, and when they come to you saying, "Hey, you know, whatever," and I'm going to give them some money, that's fine. But like I said, your Philippine partner, 9 times out of 10, they know. They know the BS. They know that they're just trying to take advantage of you. Well, that's, Thomas, that's cool. I mean, that's what you decide to do, and I don't think anything's wrong with it. But you shouldn't. And you see a lot of that where, like Timothy Thomas. I'm sorry, Thomas says he sends money to his girlfriend's family. That's fine. That's fine, but don't try to chastise somebody who doesn't. You know, and that's the way I am. If you want to send money, send money. That's up to you. But if you don't, you don't. And you might have your reasons. You might have got burned one time from somebody over here. Or even in other countries. I know guys were dating Russian girls. And I know guys were dating girls from different countries. And they go through the same hell. Yes, the wife, like Bruce says, yes, your wife or your partner. Now, if she keeps on coming to you, telling you all this and all that and all this, you need to rethink your relationship. Hey, Mountain Man, what's up?
Mountain man?
Yeah. You don't know Mountain Man? You don't know the Mountain Man?
No.
He's come on a couple of times. And that's the only thing I say. Oh, thing, Mountain Man, everything's wonderful, man. I got a guy cutting down a tree on north of me, right next door.
Yeah.
Life is good.
My ear starts aching.
It don't bother me, man. Hopefully, I can get some of that. What is it again? What kind of tree is it again? What tree are they cutting down?
Mango.
Okay, it just left me. Hopefully, I can get some of that mango
They
wood.
put all the cut wood in the
Oh, they already took it?
dump truck.
I was going to say, I use some of that mango wood to smoke because that's really the only thing you can really get
Why?
here.
You need to use axe to cut.
So that's a big good thing to keep you busy during the day.
You have a lot of cut.
Yeah, we got some more of that back. I'm drying out now for smoking. Believe it or not, Mountain Man, mango doesn't taste too bad smoke when you want to smoke meat and stuff like that. It's not too bad. It's not serious, you know, but.
What mountain man is from Moscow, Pennsylvania?
Chris, yes, we have a. He's from Moscow, Pennsylvania. I think we already had this conversation. I asked you. I have family in Shamokin, Pottsville, and also I found out Poconos. I have family up in Poconos. I didn't know that.
Hi, Chris, number 1.
Yeah, I remember you, Mountain Man. Have you talked to hopefully you're the same one. Never mind. I was going to say, have you talked to Bam lately? Yeah, we had a conversation with him before. He said he was from Moscow, Pennsylvania, and I said, "Oh, I got family who lives in." Well, I'm from Pennsylvania. Well, actually, some people say no, you're not, because I'm southeastern Pennsylvania. I'm not up in the heart of Pennsylvania.
You know me, I haven't been in US so long. Everything is just, I don't know, I cannot remember.
Yeah, Miles has never been to the States, but she tells me she has no desire to go there. Yeah, we tried once. She got denied, and she says, "I'm done. I'm done."
South of is great. Is Scranton?
Yeah, Scranton, PA. So you're up by Biden country. I know what Scranton is. I know. Yeah, actually, yes, we did have that. I remember. Yeah, I family up in Poconos. I didn't know that. I didn't. My family comes from a long line of coal miners, believe it or not. My father worked in the coal mines when he was like young. Young. He was one of them guys that used to go through the coal when he was young, go through the and pick out the good coal and the bad coal. I didn't know there was such thing. And of course they took some home. Yeah. Like I said, my long line of coal miners. Long line. So you ready to call it quits? Been on here almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's this. I'm sorry, but this chainsaw is like getting to me.
Yeah, my ears getting. I feel that.
But I do appreciate you all coming on here. I appreciate the gifts for tax purposes. The gifts. I want to thank Timothy for $9.99. Thank you very much, Timothy.
Those bagos.
Those buggers, I want to thank you for the $2 gift for tax purposes. And I want to thank Bruce, Mr. Bruce Adams, for the $100 gift. Mucky, enjoy that. Right, Muck? I do appreciate you all coming online. It ain't all about getting donations, man. Oh, I'm sorry, gifts.
Just so.
No, a tax law, he said, make sure you say gifts. Because they can't tax gifts, they can tax donations. And I feel the American person pays too much of taxes to begin with. You don't think so? You don't. She don't know. She don't get involved.
So.
She don't get involved. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and let you all go. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you all very much, and we will be back same time next Sunday, 0900 on Sunday, and 2100 on Saturday, East Coast Standard Time.
Have a great day.
You all have a great day. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.